recently I've been having a lot of interactions with different girls in places where I'll go, and I'm not even trying to get with them. And I was just speaking to them in places where I'd be, and we were having normal interactions. It was just conversations about certain stuff. And the weirdest thing I found was how funny they found me in these interactions. And I believe that it's all because of how I look, and I don't believe it's because I'm that funny. They were laughing uncontrollably, and I've had about 4 or 5 different girls laugh uncontrollably at what I was saying, and I wasn't even saying anything that funny. Obviously I was busting a few jokes and just being myself, but they found it hilarious, to the point they're bent over like this laughing, to the point they're hitting their knees, shit like that. They found it hilarious, and I found it very strange, really, because I wasn't saying anything that was unbelievably funny to me. I found it quite funny, but I didn't find it like uncontrollably laughing funny. They were laughing a lot, and it just made me really understand that when you get your looks in check, and when you are disciplined on yourself, on how you look, on your appearance, when you take pride in your appearance, the difference it truly makes in how these women react to you. I find you hilarious, and also they would end up trying to get close to me in some way, whether that's getting near to me for some reason, or that's them just getting close to me for some reason, to having to grab something but there's something next to them that they could grab, or them acting in a certain way. I found it very interesting that they were acting like this, and it was all because of how I looked, alongside with that confidence as well, to have an interaction and to speak to them and to hold a conversation as well. And this is what I see a lot of guys who have all the looks. They look incredible, they look better than me, they're attractive, they look good, and they just can't speak to a girl, they can't speak to a woman. I see a lot of guys who can't do that, who don't want to go up and speak to them and act as their self, joke around with them. They want to be so serious because they're so dependent on the outcome. And when you're not dependent on the outcome as much as these other guys, you are going to be in an amazing position. And they also find you hilarious when you're actually yourself, and you're not acting like a certain guy or a certain thing, or you're not acting in a certain way. Because me, if I act in a way that isn't me, I won't get the results that I want, more importantly. But I won't actually feel okay in myself because I'm not acting like myself, if that makes sense. So I just choose to act like myself now, say the jokes I want, sometimes even say shit that they say online not to say, because it might make you be framed in a bad light, but you're being honest, and they rate the honesty a little bit as well. And this is what I found: when you're in shape and when you actually take care of your appearance and your looks, they will find you so much funnier than another guy. They'll find you so much more attractive than another guy. They'll find you so much more enjoyable to be around than the other guy. They'll get closer to you, they will enjoy themselves around you and really enjoy the time with you, instead of another guy who can't even interact with them, who's closed off like this, bad energy and bad posture. And it's one of these things that makes a massive difference when you're actually able to speak to them. And you just need to not take it as serious as a lot of you take it, because a lot of guys have to take it so serious because they want to smash so bad, or they want to fuck them so bad, and they forget that you're just kind of speaking to a human as well. Granted, they're pretty, granted you do want certain stuff from them, some of you, but when you act as yourself, you're more likely to attract the right girl anyway, instead of attracting a girl who isn't necessarily right. This is what I found. The difference it makes is insane, because I saw the different interactions with people, and they're not laughing the same amount as they're laughing with me. They're hinting at stuff to me, trying to make me make a move. Literally, they all hinted at little stuff to me. That's something very specific to them, asking if I like certain things. And it's a very important thing when you understand that you being in shape, your appearance matters an insane amount. It matters how you come off. It matters how creepy you look. It matters in all these areas, because I've told this story a lot on this channel. I'll quickly tell it again, where there was a girl I was seeing, and then there was another guy who was fat. We'd always try with her, and it would never work out. And he'd come up to me and tell me that it's going well, and she was loving it. And then I'd ask her, and she was like, oh no, he came off really weird. He came off a bit creepy. He was a little bit charming and he was funny, but nah, I don't want him. Whereas I went up to her and I'd be making her laugh an insane amount. The guy I would say was way more funnier than me. He was perceived as creepy. I was perceived as funny, as confident, as attractive. And that's where the difference truly stems in with this stuff. I don't want you guys thinking it doesn't matter that much. We actually do judge people more than we think. I judge people more than I think. And I'm around a lot of honest people who judge people, which is a bad thing in a sense, but also a good thing. But naturally, we judge people anyway. You see someone who's a bit chubby, you think it in your head, oh, he's fat. That's what happens with me, and this is what happens with other people. You don't listen to them as much because you don't believe in their opinion, because you know they didn't take care of themselves as much. And granted, they could be exceptional in other areas, but you don't listen to their opinion as much based off of that. Whereas if you saw that same guy who was in shape, you would believe in them more because they're disciplined in other areas as well, and it commands respect more than the other guy who doesn't take care of himself because you think he might be cutting corners and all this stuff, and it makes a massive difference. And this is what I found. You've got to take pride in your appearance to an extent. Granted, it can't be everything, of course. Your appearance isn't everything, but you got to be presentable. You got to look in the mirror and be grateful and happy in yourself. You got to look in the mirror and be thankful for yourself. And it makes so many different areas easier than it would have before. For example, talking to women, they find you funnier, they find you more attractive, and you're able to be yourself more because you are getting that feedback loop from them that they're finding you funny. Therefore, you're going to continue and feel confident, and that makes you feel amazing. But a lot of guys didn't have that. There's a lot of times where it's based off how they look, that they don't command themselves like that. That's the thing, man. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not showing yourself properly. You're not going to get anywhere. If you don't respect yourself, you're not really going to get anywhere nowadays. And this is what I found, because there's been guys with loads of money and all this stuff trying to get with the same girls that I've got with. Yeah, I get with them and they can. And they throw them off and they make them wait for ages and not even meet them, or meet them and not do anything with them. And why is that? Appearance and obviously your personality, how you command yourself, obviously being able to speak to girls as well is the difference. It's not all this external shit. Of course, external shit matters. Money and all that stuff, of course, it matters for your life, and it matters an insane amount, and you got to be smart with it. Like, I'm smart with my money and saving up money and all this stuff. But you don't want to just rely on that one thing, because I know a lot of guys who make more money than me and all this stuff, and they're either in a relationship where they're not happy with them moaning about her all the time, they'll call her names, they'll call her fat behind her back, or they just can't draw any girls that they want, any attractive girls that they want. And this is the true difference. When you're in shape and when you build that attractive physique, that attractive body, and you feel attractive, it will rub off in all areas and women will find you a lot more funnier. That's going to be true message in this video. Hope you lot got a lot of value. If you want me to help you achieve a physique where you're grateful, where you're happy in yourself, where you're truly proud in yourself, shoot me an email at reallouis23@gmail.com and I can help you.